Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. The massive Woolhaven DLC for Cult of the Lamb game has finally dropped. With this expansion being nearly as large as the base game, it feels like the perfect moment to revisit a question that has sparked quite a bit of debate in the community. Is Cult of the Lamb actually a cozy game? We're going to look at the gameplay loop, the management systems, and how the new winter-themed mechanics in Woolhaven might just tilt the scale one way or the other. So let's get into it. On one hand, you have the base management, which is where most cozy gamers find their home. You spend a significant portion of your time building a settlement, decorating your grounds, and tending to the needs of your followers. Mechanically, this involves farming for pumpkins and berries, cooking meals, and assigning tasks to keep the gears of your cult turning. There's a deep satisfaction in the automation side of things here. Once you unlock the higher tier janitorial stations and farming stations, the cult begins to sustain itself, allowing you to focus on the more social aspects. You can marry your followers, give them gifts, and even pet the ones who happen to be dogs. For many, this rhythmic loop of waking up, giving a sermon to generate divine inspiration, and then tidying up the camp fits the exact definition of a cozy experience. However, we cannot ignore the rogue-like combat that makes up the other half of the game. Every time you step through those fog gates into the lands of the old faith, the vibe shifts from a colony sim to a fast-paced action game. You're managing weapon speeds like the slow, heavy impact of the hammer versus the rapid strikes of the dagger, and juggling your fervor to cast curses. For some, the pressure of a dungeon run is the antithesis of cozy, especially when you consider that time continues to pass back at your base. If you stay away too long, your followers might get hungry, fall ill, or start dissenting. This creates a mechanical tension where the cozy base building is constantly being fueled by the stressful dungeon crawling. You aren't just farming because it's relaxing, you're farming because you need the resources to survive the next boss encounter. The Woolhaven expansion adds a fascinating layer to this discussion with its winter mechanics. The new region introduces environmental pressure in the form of freezing temperatures and blizzards. You now have to manage heat by building structures like the hot tub or insulated shelters to prevent frostbite and famine among your flock. But the DLC also leans into the cozy aesthetic with the new animal ranching system. Being able to tame, breed, and ride majestic creatures for wool and meat adds a very traditional life sim element that we haven't seen in this game before. So while the threat of the rot lurking in the new Iwifal and the rot dungeons is definitely dark, the act of rebuilding the fallen town of Woolhaven to restore the gut Ringya feels like a constructive, heartwarming goal. It's that classic fix up the town trope wrapped in an eldritch, snowy blanket. Accessibility also plays a huge role in why so many people consider this game cozy, despite its darker themes, and I personally have been really taking advantage of this one. The developers at Massive Monster have included incredibly thoughtful settings that allow you to tailor the experience of this game. You can turn on stop time on Crusade if the management pressure feels like too much, or you can also toggle on auto cook and auto fish to remove the mini games that might break your flow. There's even an unlimited health option for those who want to experience the story and the farming without the mechanical hurdle of roguelike difficulty and you keep dying, which I personally have been toggling on so then I don't have to worry when I'm fighting all these hordes and hordes of monsters and final bosses, and that really alleviates the stress out of me actually playing this game. So by utilizing these tools, the game transforms from a punishing survival action hybrid into a customizable management playground. So where do we land? Personally, I think Cult of the Lamb occupies a space we could call spooky cozy. It's knowledgeable about its mechanics, the way your doctrines influence follower behavior and how your fleece choice changes your combat strategy, but it never loses that adorable, approachable veneer. The Woolhaven DLC only doubles down on this by giving us more to manage, but also more to love. Whether you're sacrificing a dissenter to keep the peace or tucking your followers into a warm bed during a blizzard, the game is ultimately about creating a community that depends on you as the cult leader. As a noob player of this game, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a like and my channel a subscribe for more cozy gaming content. See you in the next one. Bye.